Hi, welcome to the digital job site for this fourth of 10 top 10 tricks for using SketchUp. This one I've titled Selecting Methods, and to demonstrate these steps and methods I've created a group of oddly shaped components, grouped geometry, and we'll use these to show some efficient ways of selecting with SketchUp. And as you probably know, by holding the mouse arrow and dragging around objects, SketchUp creates a box, and everything inside the box gets selected. And so that's basically the first thing to understand. The box dragged from upper left to lower right, or lower left to upper right, will select everything that the box encompasses. In this case, some of this geometry on this little object wasn't selected because it wasn't completely within the box, which sometimes is handy depending on the type of selection you're doing. The other thing to know about this is when dragging from lower left to from lower right to upper left, or from upper right to lower left, the selection box is a dotted line, and what that means is anything that the dotted line that's either within the dotted line box or anything that the dotted line box touches gets selected. In this case, I can draw and just let the dotted box touch a corner of this, and you can see how it selects the faces and the lines of those edges. That can be a handy thing, and that's the difference between how you select objects. In this case, say we wanted to pull out this geometry, make these two separate objects, and it's a little difficult by dragging from the left side to get just a part of this. But if we wanted to take the middle out of this, we can just draw a small narrow rectangle and select the lines in between, and can delete out things that way. I hope you can you're picking up on what I'm trying to describe here. It might be common knowledge to some, but to others, knowing the difference of how to select things can be a frustrating process. And here's an example of trying to select. Maybe we want this circle with its sides and not the base. Want to take this structure off of here, and it's difficult to get a limited part by drawing left to right, but if we draw right to left, we can easily delete that tower off the top of the box, the little cylinder off the top of the box. And I'll show one more thing in using these two ideas. Sometimes I've created this selection of rectangles, which is not necessarily something you'd be likely to draw, but it's an example. In a case like this, if I wanted to delete the lines going down the middle of these boxes, I might try to line this up and draw a rectangle to try to get in there and just select those. And sometimes it's difficult. The narrower the space you're trying to select in, the harder it is to get things to line up just so you can select a very narrow range. So one of the tricks to use in that situation is to go to Camera, Standard Views, and in this case I'm going to pick the top view. And what that does is align this geometry exactly with one of the axes, and now I can very accurately drag from right to left. I keep getting that backwards, and I've gone in there and selected just the lines in between the two boxes. So by using the camera and the standard views, it's easy to really dial in and precisely select geometry. That can be a handy trick when you're editing your models. So there's some information about different methods of selecting and how they can be useful.